on with actually creating something and sending it out to our list. Now, it might seem like it's been quite a long time and there's been quite a lot of learning to do before we get to this point. But believe me, if you don't sort of take into consideration everything that you need to do before sending an email out, you're kind of just going to be attacking your email marketing with no real plan, no real structure in place. And, over the years, this is kind of how I've learned how to use Mailchimp. I've just kind of been willy-nilly using it, no sort of plan for a business. And yeah, it's taken me a long time to sort of understand how to really use the platform to the best of its abilities, really. So yeah, think about your business. Let's get all the plans in place first. Like any building, you need the foundations there before you actually start sending stuff out. Otherwise, you're just going to have to manage things a little bit later on. And it's going to be harder to actually try and manage it around the stuff that you've already set up that you're doing. It can become very, very difficult and time consuming. So we're going to eliminate that. But anyway, let's get on with actually sending an email out. So here we are in our dashboard, and we can click on create. Let's go to email. We're going to send a regular email, which means that once we create it, we can send it out or we can schedule it. We can only schedule it if you're on a paid account, but we can send it out straight away, and it will go out to everybody on our list. So I'm going to call this one our very first campaign. And as you can see, we've got this form. It's very similar to the form that we've seen when creating a landing page. Who we're sending it to, who's it from, what's the subject, and let's sort the content out. So let's do that straight away. We can edit the name if we've made a mistake up here by clicking on edit name. So this is where we get to choose who we're going to send it to in our list. Do we want to send it to everybody, or do we want to send it to a segment? We're going to move on to segments and how to target segments a little bit later on. But for this one, this is just going to send it to our complete list. So we're just going to pick our list, and we're just going to leave it on all subscribers in the audience. You do get a tip on on using segmented campaigns, but we're going to do that in a bit anyway. So personalize the to field. So if we click on that, basically what this is going to do is if we click on the what's this, it's going to add merge tags to display your recipient's name. So in their inbox, instead of saying to, as it says here, instead of saying to bob@example.com, it's actually going to replace his email address to say to Bob, or to Bob Smith, depending on what you select here. And what it does for that is actually uses these merge tags. I have kind of spoken about these a little bit as we've been building up to this. And so, for example, when Bob Smith subscribes, he enters into the field for first name Bob, and that's got a merge tag of F name. And in his last name, he enters Smith, which has a merge tag of L name. And what you can basically do is somewhere in your campaign, you can put in F name or L name, and it will replace that with the person's actual first name and last name. And you can do that with any field that you've set up. So, for example, if we've collected somebody's website, that will have a merge tag. You may have called that website. You set that up in your forms. And what we could do here is we could actually put a merge tag on website. So it says to, and then it'll show their website that they've entered in. Probably not a good way of doing it, but it might catch attention. But it will, it does sort of show how you can use that. So basically, when we click on the personalized to field, we can get to pick the first name, the merge tag that we require. So we've got first name, last name, or we can have it where it says it replaces both the first name and the last name, or we can actually make a custom one up as well. So, for example, if we did websites, the merge tag would be asterisk, and then I'm not sure what they call this straight line. I think it's called a fence post, but it's a direct straight line. It's not a forward slash or backslash. It's a direct straight line. So it's asterisk, straight line, website, straight line, asterisk. And we can save that. But realistically, you want to send it to somebody's name. So you could either have first name, you don't really have last name, but you could have first name, last name. So it goes to Bob Smith or to Bob. So I'm just going to save that. From, now this takes our default email address for our list when we set up our account. And we can change who this is coming from here. So we can change who it is. So who's it from? We can pick anything we like. We can put the company name in, you can put your name in, and then the email address that is going to be sent from, or it's also going to be the email address that gets replied to as well. So I might change that to Lexi Media. Subject, so we can add a subject. Hey, and again, we can use merge tags. Hey Fname, this is my first email to you. So when that comes into Bob Smith's email inbox, it will say, hey Bob, this is my first email to you. And we can actually have a preview text. Some email clients show the first 2 lines of the email, and that depends on settings as well. And what we can do is we can actually put a preview text in so that those first 2 lines that people see is what we put in this preview text. So for example, in our email, it might say, I don't know, hi Fname, it's the end of the month again, here's my new email newsletter. And if you don't fill this preview text box in, then it will pick up on, hi Fname, this is the end, and it'd be a bit boring and not eye-catching. So what you can put in here in the preview text is something like, something amazing happened this month. Oops, let's spell things right. Something amazing happened this month. I can't wait to share the story with you. So that's what's going to be shown right underneath the subject in the clients that do show the preview text. So you can put something in there that's really enticing so that people will open it. And then it's down to, we come down to the content. So we can click on Design Email. And this is where we get to pick a template. So as we've already seen when we went to the template section, there's a lot of default templates to choose from, either layouts, themes. The great thing we've got here as well is we've got this campaigns tab. So what we can do is go to campaigns tag, and what it will do is any campaigns that we've recently sent will be showing up in here. So if we've sent a campaign that was a little bit different and we actually moved a lot of things around and we'd actually like to send something very similar again, we can actually pick that campaign from the past from here and use that as a template and make the changes in the builder as we like. The great thing we've got now is we've got our 2 saved templates. We've got the default newsletter one that we created, and we've got the default image template that we created as well. And we select that. And then we simply insert the information that we want to send out. So, hey Fname, it's that time of the month again where I let you know everything that has happened, both good and bad. And I have a very interesting story to tell you. Watch the video below. You'll find it hilarious. Now, a bit of a tip. Now we've got this video here, and we're going to just put in something. Let's just go to YouTube and pick anything. I'm just going to pick this. I've been recently watching a lot of videos on bouldering, so they're coming up on my recommended feed. So I'm just going to pick this video here, share, and I'm going to copy that link, paste it in here. Okay, so we've got the video there. Now, a bit of a tip: some email clients hide images by default, and some people have to go into the settings and change that, and a lot of people don't. They really don't. So I actually made this mistake the other day when I sent an email out. I sent an email out and said, watch the video below, and somebody replied, said, you forgot to put the link in. And when I looked, I thought, I didn't. So I went back into the campaign. I looked at the video, the link was there, I tested it, I clicked on it, and it opened YouTube and it played the video. So I was a little bit confused as to why. And what it was, her email client had hidden the image by default. So what she got was, she didn't see the logo, she didn't see the image preview where you click on to go to the video. So all she got really was the body of text. And I think she will have got the social links as well, but she was missing the video and the link to the video, and she was missing the logo. Now, when she clicked show images, then yes, she saw them, and then she could click on them. So a good tip is, if you are going to put a link either in an image, because we can put an image in and have the image link to somewhere else. As we see, we've entered an image, and we can put in a link there, and we can put a web address in to send somebody to if they click on that image. So rather than just relying on videos or images for links, put the link in text as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do, I'm going to type in watch the video, like so. Highlight it, link, and then I'm just going to paste that YouTube link in there as well. I've got spelling mistakes, so I'm just going to click on spelling, F name, and ignore everything. Let's replace. Okay, right, spelling done. So yeah, we've got watch the video. And then, if people do open this and the image is hidden, they've still got a link that they can see where they can click on it and go to the video, and then they're not missing out on the information as well. And then you don't feel like an idiot when somebody says you forgot to put the link in. So that's that. Once you're happy with your email and you've changed all the text that you want to change, then we are ready to just do some testing. We can preview and test, much like we did with the template. So we can go into preview mode. So as we can see here, we've got different things that we can look at: desktop, mobile, previews, and we've got this inbox. Now, if you are on a paid account, on a pro, I think it's a pro account. This has recently changed, actually. So monthly users, yeah. So if you are on a paid account, you can do 25 inbox preview tokens. If you're a pro account, you can receive 100. And then there's this new litmus thing, which I don't know about. We can learn more about the inbox preview. To be honest, this is something I don't actually use, so I don't really know much about it, and I don't know how it's actually changed. So basically what it's doing is it's giving us these options of viewing them in specific email clients. So for example, we can see what it looks like in Apple Mail 10 or Apple Mail 11. We can see what it looks like on an iPad or an iPad mini. We can see what it looks like in G Suite on Chrome. We can see what it looks like on Firefox. We can see what it looks like in Outlook in different versions, Notes, Gmail, Samsung Mail, all these different different email clients that people use, we can actually see exactly what it was going to look like in those. But to be honest, a lot of people get really bogged down with really issues with their design. But if you just send out a clean looking simple email, you're not really going to have to worry about it anyway. It's going to look good pretty much anywhere. Once you start getting really finicky with details, then it's going to render slightly different in different mailboxes, and then you're going to start finding issues where it's okay in one mailbox but it's not okay in another, and you might never actually be able to find a resolution to fit both. So if you do keep it simple, keep it clean, keep it good, just a very, keep your emails quite basic, really, to the point, nice designs, not too much in there, then you're not really going to have an issue, and you're not going to need to use these inbox previews because they're pretty much pointless, I think. But yeah, you get to see what it looks like on desktop and mobile. You can see it says hi test first name here. Now what we can do over on the right hand side is we can enable the live merge tag info by turning this radio box on. And what we can do is we can actually scroll through people on our email list and see how it looks. So the first one that's come up is this guy called Andy R, and his first name that he entered it. Well, actually we entered this as part of the test, but we entered Andrew in his first name, so it shows hi Andrew. Scroll to the next one. Hi Felicity. Hi Bill. Hi John. Hi Mark. And actually, if we put in the last name in here as well, if we go to asterisk, fence post L name, fence post asterisk, save and close, go to the preview, and we'll turn that back on again. And now we can see, look, hi Andrew Roberts, hi Felicity Barnes, hi Bill Thornton. So you can see that it's actually replacing that merge tag with the relevant names to the people who've subscribed on your list. What we can also do as well, if you're unsure about your merge tags, as we can see here, we've got a merge tags option up here, and if we click on that, we can see all sorts of different merge tags that we've collected on people. So these are the member data that we've requested. So we requested first name, last name, email address, phone number, website, data use agreement. Now we've not everybody's filled all those out. I think we've actually only inserted people's names with first name, last name, and email address at the moment, and done the data use agreement. But there is all sorts of other stuff here as well that you can add, like links and merge tags for links and all sorts of things here that we can do. Lots and lots of different merge tags we can add. So if we just put in email address, that's the merge tag for email, and the merge tag for data use agreement, which we set as data use. If we save and close that, and now go to preview again, yeah, we can see we've got the email address in there. The data use agreement merge tag doesn't really have any relevant information in it, so there's nothing to display. But these are the emails that people have put in, the first name and the last name. So that's how we can use merge tags in our emails to display more personalized information to people. Now, I've just remembered that what somebody asked me once is that we created a template and we've loaded the template to make this email. So if we change stuff in this email, is it changing stuff on the template? No, it's not. Whatever we say, whatever this email ends up as, the template still remains as the template we created. It's not changing the actual template. It's just changing, just changing it for this purpose of sending an email. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. Also under the preview and test, we can send to a test email. So what we can do is send this to a test email, and we can actually send it to ourselves and see how it looks. Also, if you want somebody else to look at it, we can include instructions and a personal message saying, hey Bill, would you mind previewing this email? Or if you're actually sending it off, like you've written it on behalf of somebody, let's say you've got a client and you've created the email, or you work for a company and it needs to be signed off by somebody else before it goes out, you could say, hey Bill, please can you confirm you are happy with this email, and I'll get it sent. So something like that. So you can actually email it to somebody, include a message, and they'll get to see what this, or you'll get to see what this email is if it's in your account, or they'll get to see it before it actually gets sent out as well. Okay, so that's been sent. We can always send another test email if we want, and we can actually send that to multiple people as well. Push to mobile. So if you've got the Mailchimp app, you can yeah, you have to do this on the app itself. I never actually do this, to be honest. Yeah, so I have actually got the app on my phone. It's not recognizing it. It might need updating, or I might not be logged in. But basically what you can do is, if you've got the app, the Mailchimp app on your phone, you can actually push it to your mobile. And as long as your accounts are both logged in, it'll show up on your phone as well. Never really use that. I find it a lot better to just test my email, or just rely on the preview mode. You know, once you start, again, if you just create simple basic emails without too much worry about design, then yeah, you're never really going to have to go on and check all these. Open link checker, that's quite handy. What it will do is it will show all the links in your email, and what we can do is then click on them, or we can see where the links are. Just hover over them and it moves to the section. For example, we've got the text link there, and it's showing up in a red box. We've got the link in the video here, and then we've got the link for our Facebook social, LinkedIn, Instagram, website, email, and then we've also got the links in the bottom for updating preferences and unsubscribes. And as we can see, these links are actually merge tags. As you can see here with the asterisks and the fence post, that is a merge tag, and that is a merge tag as well. And we can click on that, and it will show us where the link goes to and give us a link destination preview. So we can actually check to make sure the links A, work, and B, are going to the right place as well. Okay, so that's the link preview. That's very handy to look at. Social cards. So what we can do is, when we create an email campaign, we can actually then send that to our social media account as well. And it can actually create a post for us on Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. They're the only three that we can do. So we can enable that here. And what we do is we get to see a bit of a preview about how the social cards look like on the social media devices. So Twitter, currently what it's doing is picking up the first image, and it's showing us a preview of what it's going to look like as a tweet. So what we can do is we can change the image to make it more relevant out of the images that are in the campaign. So as you know, we've got the logo image, and then we've got the image that it's taken from YouTube. We can put a title in here saying monthly newsletter, and then write a short description as well. So we could put anything in there, just blah, 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 just so we can see what it looks like on a social post on Twitter. And that's how it's going to preview on Twitter. We've got our image, we've got our headline or our title, and we've got our preview text, and then there's a link to view it on the web. It does say Twitter card is a preview, it's just not approximation. We can do the same again, well, save and close. Oops. Let's go back to the social preview. Come on. That's a link checker. Right, for some reason the social preview is not loading again. Let's just refresh that. Okay, just had to refresh the page there for some reason. Okay, so Twitter we've set up, Facebook. Okay, so it's taken the same information from Facebook, or the same information that we've picked for Twitter to Facebook. Yeah, so whatever we set in one actually changes it for another. Now it's showing two different previews here because there are two ways that Facebook show a link sometimes. Sometimes it's like this, sometimes it's like this. That's not really something we have control over. And then we can see a preview of what it's going to look like on Pinterest as well. Now I don't actually use these to be honest, but the option is there for you if you so want it, and we can save and close. What else have we got up here? Okay, so we can actually now save this email as another template if we so wish. We can overwrite the original one, or we can give it a new default template. Something like that, and we can save. If we overwrite the original one. If we save, it saves it as a new template. So we can do that if we so wish. Template saved. And then we can save and close down here, or we can save and exit up the top, and we can go to different parts of our account. So when we save and exit from up here, it will save it as a draft email. It won't send it out. If we want to continue, we go to save and close. And now we are back here. A few things down further down. So we went over the social cards and how they look like on Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. Now, if you do want to connect your account to post to those, and we do need to connect to Facebook and Twitter, and there is, you click on the link and it will basically go to Twitter or go to Facebook and ask for authorization to connect. So you can do that from there. And when you connect to Facebook, it will also connect to your Instagram account if you've got one on it as well. Settings and tracking. So we can use conversions to manage replies, and that's for paid accounts only. And what it'll actually do is it'll generate a specific reply to address for your campaign. So it's only, instead of putting your normal email address, people will reply to a separate email address that is specific just for that campaign. It will all go to your inbox anyway. But what it can do is it can help just filter out so that when people are replying, you know exactly what they are replying from, what email they're replying from. Again, even on my account, on my paid account, I don't actually use that. I don't really see the need and the necessity for it. If you've got embedded videos in your email, which means you've imported some HTML code, some email clients cannot render the video internally. I mean, it can't play it in its platform, and in which case that embedded video won't play. So what you can do is you can go to auto convert video. So we can click on this auto convert video, it will scan for videos in the embedded code, and then it will convert them to use email merge tags instead, and that will help the videos get played, whether it opens it up somewhere else or whether it opens up within a separate window. That really helps with video if you've got embedded videos, which we haven't in this example. We want to track opens, so we can see what people have done and who's opened the emails. We can track clicks to see what links people have clicked on. We can track plain text clicks as well. So if people have requested to have plain text emails, then we can track clicks in that as well. E-commerce link tracking. So if we've got products in there, we can track who's going to the products. Google Analytics tracking, so we can give it a title here for Google Analytics, so it's automatically come up with email campaign with the date. So that will show up in your Google Analytics. Click tail link tracking. If you use ClickTail, you can sign up for that. To be honest, I don't know what ClickTail is. I've never used it. And then if you are linked with Salesforce, you can track things in Salesforce as well, and the same in Capsule. These are for sort of big businesses, really. Again, they're not something I use. I'm not part of a big corporate business. I've got no need for these systems. So once you've set up your settings and tracking, save that. And we are pretty much done. Now, every campaign we get does get a campaign link. So again, a bit like landing page, it's going to generate a random code, and then this is the link that you're going to go to. When we had in our templates, we had the open this in your email browser, it will put that link in there, and what people can do is then go to that link and just see your email in the browser instead. Now you can change that if you so wish. I never really bother with that, so I don't see the point in wasting time doing that. Just accept the link that's already there, and then we are ready to sort of finish this off. Okay, so what we can do is we can finish this later and just leave it as draft in our campaigns section. If you've got a paid account, you can schedule when you want to send it. So we can schedule a date. We can schedule a specific time. We can actually batch deliver it. So we can send it in. So if we're sending out to 1,000 people, we can send it in batches of, say, 100, and then wait 5 minutes, send another batch, wait 5 minutes, another batch. You can do that as well. It does say there to present website crushing click flood. So basically, if you send 1,000 emails out and let's say 800 people open that pretty much straight away, it might actually cause your website to crash because it can't handle that traffic. It could probably handle 900 quite easy, but you're looking at thousands here. To stop people flooding your website with traffic all at the same time, they can't cope with the demand. So that is an option as well. If you've got that issue, then great. Well, good on you. And you've also got this let Mailchimp optimize send time for maximum engagement. So it's looking at when people open up your emails, and if you select that, it's actually going to send it to those people at a more relevant time when they're more likely to open your email, which is quite a handy feature as well. But yeah, you can only schedule now on an upgraded account from either an essential standard, or obviously you can do it in a pro account as well. But the other thing we can do is once we've created it, we can send it straight away. So if we've created it, right at the time we want to send it and you're ready to send it, then great. If not, create it now, finish it later, and then just jump back into your computer when you're ready to send it, open up the draft, you come back to this window. In fact, I'll show you that. We'll click on finish later. we can see it takes us back to our campaigns now. So in campaigns here, if you can't find it, have a look in your draft here. Our very first campaign, so we can click on edit, and we're back here again. So once you're ready to send it, just click on send, and it's going to give you this sweaty monkey paw hanging over the button, and then we can send now. And high five, it's saying it will go out shortly. There's the link, so you can see it in your browser if you want to see it, and then some links to some other stuff, and that's how you send your first email out to your entire list.